All right, so we're just going to solve a couple of algebra problems here. Factor x squared plus x minus 12. So first of all, because we see that it has a 1 as the coefficient on the x squared term, we can rewrite this as, sorry, I haven't used my whiteboard in quite a while. We can rewrite it as this because we know that when these multiply across, they'll create an x squared term. So now we need to figure out what adds to be a 1 and what multiplies to be negative 12. Well, the only things that would add to a 1 and multiply to be negative 12 are negative 3 and positive 4. So we tack on a negative 3 here and add a 4 to this side, and this should be our final result. So let's go through it just to make sure that it actually works. X times x is x squared. X times 4 is plus 4x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Grouping these terms, we finally get x squared plus x minus 12, what we were looking for. Always check your work. Moving on to question 2, we are going to we're going to find the roots for f of x equals 5x squared minus 17x plus 2. So for this one, we're not going to want to factor it because that would just be a real pain. We have a 5 as a coefficient on the x squared term, and negative 17x really just does not seem pleasant to try and actually factor. So rather than that, we're going to use the quadratic formula, which states that, which states that the roots of the equation are equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So for this, all we need to do is determine what's the a, the b, and the c. And I mean, you can see them just from here. They're the positions, the coefficient positions on the x terms. So this is a, this is b, and this is c. And then all we have to do is just substitute that into our equation, and we'll be able to reduce down to find the roots. So negative b is the negative of negative 17. So we get 17 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 17 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 5, times c, which is 2. All over 2 times 5. Okay, so after this, all we have to do is just reduce this entire block of random algebra down. This is probably where you just plug it into the calculator, to be honest. And I mean, I'm not even going to go through finding the results from this point because really it's just simple addition, multiplication, that sort of thing. But you get the idea. All right, so we are going to go through the process of distributing f of x equals 5a minus 3b times 7b plus 4a. So distributing this is really just a matter of knowing the FOIL method, which is first, outer, inner, last. And you can just follow this method to distribute things. So let's rewrite our terms down here. So the first terms, what do those mean? Well, that means 5a times 7b. These are the first terms that appear in our equation. So 5a times 7b is 35. A, B. Then we have outer. Outer means these two terms. These are the furthest out for basically the equation. Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is not outer. Outer is the outermost terms. So it's 5a times 4a. So that would be plus 20a squared. Then we've got inner, that's these two terms, 3b or negative 3b times 7b, which is negative 21b squared. And then we have last, which is what I erroneously wrote here. It's negative 3b times 4a, so minus 12ab. Now, the only thing we have to do is just combine terms. So combine like terms, I should say. So we have 35ab minus 12ab. These have the same expression on them, so they can be combined. So 35 minus 12 is 23. So 23ab plus 20a squared minus 21b squared. This is our function when we distribute it. Actually, I just realized this doesn't really make sense to have an x here. It should really be something else. It's an equation of a and b.